Ask yourself this. Why does a message you haven't even sent yet already feel humiliating? You stare at the screen, thumb hovering, heart pounding, mind whispering. Just one text. Maybe she'll reply. But deep down you already know what it means. That message isn't about her. It's about you. About the ache in your chest that refuses to quiet down. You're not reaching out to reconnect. You're reaching out to calm the storm inside you. Every, "Hey, just checking in," is a quiet plea for relief. You're not seeking love. You're seeking peace from discomfort. The irony, the very act of chasing that peace is what steals it from you. Each word you type, each bubble that says typing, silently tells her one thing, that you're still waiting, still hoping, still stuck. You think the text will heal you, but it only reminds her that she holds the power. And in that moment, your value doesn't disappear because she left. It fades because you handed it away. You start overanalyzing everything. Her last text, the time she took to reply, the emoji she used, the silence that followed. You play detective trying to decode a mystery that doesn't exist. Maybe she's testing me, you think. Maybe I said something wrong. But here's the truth. She's not a puzzle to solve. She's a signal. Her pullback isn't an invitation to decode. It's communication in its purest form. When someone's energy shifts, it speaks louder than any message. But instead of listening, you chase clarity. You chase the idea of closure, the hope that maybe if you just explain yourself better, she'll understand. But that's not how attraction works. Every text you send from uncertainty only confirms it. And as you chase her silence, it starts chasing you back. It's not her replies you're addicted to. It's the illusion that you can fix what's already fading. You believe you're keeping the connection alive by staying present, one text at a time. But you're not. You're draining the very charge that once made her curious, like leaving a flashlight on in daylight. It burns out before night ever comes. You think consistency will show care, but she reads it as desperation. She doesn't have to open your messages to know what they mean. The moment her screen lights up with your name, her brain already knows. He's still there. What started as effort has turned into noise. Each "how are you" becomes less about her and more about your fear of being forgotten. But love doesn't grow in constant reminders. It grows in space, in distance, in mystery. And when you take that away, there's nothing left to wonder about. You think you're showing love? You're showing fear. Fear of loss, fear of silence, fear of being left behind. And the more you chase, the faster she runs. Silence, though, that's where everything shifts. Silence messes with her head in ways your words never could. The human brain hates uncertainty. It craves patterns, predictability, control. When you stop texting, when you disappear without anger, drama, or explanation, the mind starts spinning. Is he over me? Is he with someone else? Why hasn't he said anything? That uncertainty creates curiosity, and curiosity is the birthplace of attention. You become louder in her thoughts by saying nothing at all. She replays moments that once felt ordinary, but now they sting with mystery. That's the paradox. When she knew you'd text, she stopped thinking about you. When she doesn't know if you ever will again, she starts wondering. Silence, when it comes from strength, flips the dynamic completely. You're no longer chasing validation, you're commanding reflection. But let's be clear, silence isn't a manipulation tactic. It's recalibration. It's the act of stepping out of her orbit and reclaiming your own gravity. Because when you're constantly waiting for her reply, you're not living. You're orbiting someone else's world. Every delay becomes rejection. Every dry message becomes proof that you're not enough. You've handed over your emotional remote control, and now every buzz of her phone decides how you feel. That's not connection, that's captivity. When you stop texting, you don't do it to punish her. You do it to remember yourself. To remind your mind that peace isn't something she gives, it's something you protect. The day you stop chasing her responses is the day you start hearing your own thoughts again. There are only 3 ways this silence ends, and every one of them is a win. Sometimes she comes back, curiosity pulls her in, she wonders why you're quiet. Maybe she checks your profile, maybe she texts you first. And suddenly, the power balance shifts, because you stopped needing her to make a move. Other times, she doesn't come back, but something better happens. You stop caring. The silence that once felt unbearable becomes peaceful. You stop refreshing chats. You laugh again, live again. You see how small she became once she stopped living rent-free in your mind. And in the rarest, but most liberating case, she never returns. And that's okay, because now you have clarity. You're no longer guessing, waiting, wishing. You've made space for someone who actually chooses you. Every outcome leads to freedom. You win when she returns. You win when you move on. You win when you find peace. And then something strange happens. She starts to feel your absence. Not because of guilt or love, but because silence leaves a mark. The human brain fills gaps with stories, and now you're the unanswered question. Why isn't he chasing anymore? Did he stop caring? Did he find someone better? She scrolls through old texts, not to relive them, but to understand the silence that replaced them. You didn't change her mind by begging for attention. You changed her perception by removing it. You stopped being the man waiting for her to choose. You became the man she wonders about. That's when everything flips. Not because you played a game, but because you finally stopped playing one. But here's the truth most people miss. Silence only works when it's real. When it comes from peace, not pride. You don't stop texting to prove a point. You stop because you finally remember who you are without needing her to remind you. The silence between you isn't punishment, it's proof. Proof that you've healed. Proof that you've learned to sit with discomfort instead of running from it. The real power isn't in ignoring her. It's in no longer needing her to feel powerful. You're not waiting for her to notice you've changed. You've simply changed, so don't send that message. Don't break the silence just to soothe the storm. Let it pass. Let her wonder. Let yourself grow, because the day you stop chasing validation from others is the day you become undeniable to yourself. And if this hit you, if you've ever stared at that blinking cursor ready to break your own peace, don't text her. Share this instead. Someone else out there needs to hear that silence isn't weakness. It's self-respect, disguised as power.